Hey Moonshiners, it's Omega Moonshine here, and today I'm going to be doing a collective reading. So there's been a lot of different self-downloads that I've been getting, and I don't know if any of these resonate with you guys, but a lot of us are in a position where the struggle is real. And it's funny because it's almost like the struggle never ends, but what spirit has been telling me is just keep the faith, have that attitude for gratitude, which means be grateful for the things around you. That's part of that perspective change, right? We have to change our perspectives to see the positive instead of the negative. And I know that it's easier said than done, but in reality, that's what's going to get us through, because at the end of the day, God got us, right? But I'm going to be pulling some cards here, and let's get a vibe, let's catch a vibe, and I hope you guys resonate with it. So let's begin. So I'm actually going to start with one of these Queen of the Moon Oracle decks. What you guys are going to learn about me is I love anything that resonates with the moon. Maybe it's because I'm a Cancer sun, all right? So the moon is that planet. But let's go ahead and get started and see what Spirit has to say. Ooh. So I'm just pulling these to kind of get a general feel for the read here. We've got pleasure at the bottom of the deck. I feel like this pleasure card goes with that attitude for gratitude, because we have to find the pleasure, right, in the little things. When we get all caught up in our brain and our struggles and the problems, we tend to forget about the things that could go right, right? So the two cards that fell out, the first one was purity. That's that clearing of the mind, clearing out that negative in order to bring in that positive. The way to kind of clear out that negative is when you have those negative thoughts, right? You take a moment. You can't help when they kind of flood in, but you take a moment. I like to count down from 10. You can just count down however long it needs to kind of clear that out. And then you turn that thought into a positive. For example, say for example, I'm worrying about my car trouble. If I'm stressing about the car not working or all the things that I have to do, I count down from 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then I flip it, okay? There's probably a good reason why that car isn't working. Maybe I was going to go somewhere or do something that I probably shouldn't have. We're gonna take that as God has probably saved me from something that I probably shouldn't be getting my behind into. Or we can take it as, I've been complaining about certain things for a minute. Let me stay positive and thank God that I even have a vehicle. I might be going through some troubles right now, but at least I have one, right? So that's what it means to turn those negatives into positives, right? So you can do that with pretty much any thought. It takes a while to actually master, because even with doing that, you'll still be thinking about some of that negative, right? But the more you do it, the easier it will become. So that's what that is, the purity of the mind. It's the cleansing. That also includes certain habits. If you've got habits that you feel like have been draining you lately, it's time to cleanse that out of your system. Maybe it's time to do a detox. And I know some of you guys have been thinking about doing a detox. There are drinks that help with detoxes. There are different foods, whatnot. And some of you have been thinking about stop eating certain foods. If that's what you're feeling, then do that. The reason why you're getting those feels or those downloads is because there's something in your life that needs transformation, and you have to be light. You have to be light in order for that things to come in. You can't allow the darkness to weigh you down. Now, the second card here is abundance. Abundance. This is confirmation here. This is Spirit saying you do have things coming to you. Things are coming to you regardless of how you feel. You've got positive things coming to you, but you have to stay positive. You have to keep thinking about the good things that are here now. That's that vibrational pull, right? You have to be in the vibration of the things you want. You hear people say that often. It's because when you are in the vibration of everything going wrong, things will continue to look as if they're going wrong. But if you're in the vibration of receiving or of having, you will notice that you constantly receive or constantly have, right? So that's why that attitude for gratitude is important, because that makes you focus on the things that you have and the things that you are receiving. And that puts you in a vibrational match to continue to receive or to have, right? So that sounds right on with the downloads that I was kind of getting into. Let's go ahead and get some tarot cards out here. This is the Tarot in Space deck, guys. One of my favorite decks. I call her the gossip because she be on it. Seriously, she does. Okay. Let's see what she's talking about here. That Ace of Rockets. Everything you want is coming to you. That's what that is. Everything you want is coming to you, and it's coming to you in a way that you didn't expect to see it, right? This is your ideas being brought to life, all your goals, all your dreams, they're coming to you. And Ace is always a new beginning. So I want to remind you, in order to get new things, you have to end old things, right? That's just natural, the natural cycle of life. In order to get new things, you have to end old things. But that Ace of Rockets is confirmation that things are coming to you. You have manifested, you have asked, you've had ideas about it. You probably even had some visions or maybe even a dream or two about it. That's what that is. That's saying, hey, we're coming. Motorcycles just drive by. That's saying, hey, we're coming, but you better be ready, right? And here's how you get ready. The next card that fell out is this E sign of planets. E sign of planets. What that card represents is it is time to study. Look at her. Look at this holographic, woman studying her book. And it's funny because it's a holographic woman studying a holographic book. She is learning not only about herself, and it's crazy because it looks like that book is almost like a piece of her side. She is learning not only about herself, but the things around her. If there's something that you needed to look up or you needed to research or you needed to get a hold of, do that now. What is stopping you? The only thing that's stopping you is you, your fear, and I don't want to say laziness, because I know a lot of us are figuring out that we're neurospicy, like myself. And we're figuring out that a lot of the things that kind of come into play, oh, this Two of Rockets is down here. A lot of things that come into play can be because of that, but that's also because of those negative thoughts surrounding us. A lot of us, we allow those thoughts to control our emotions, which allows it to control our behaviors, allows it to control our bodies. We have to stop doing that. So she is learning herself. She is learning, and I'm saying she because it's a feminine in the card, but it doesn't matter. Divine masculine, divine feminine, it does not matter. It's time to learn about yourself. It's time to do research on yourself. It's time to figure out why you do the things you do. It's time to do some shadow work. It's time to understand your traumas. It's time to heal from those things, because when those new blessings come in, you cannot be the old you and accept those new blessings. It's not going to work. You're just going to mess it up and not have them anymore. Okay. So it's almost like if you don't heal, if you don't learn yourself, if you don't love yourself, it's almost as if what was all this for? Because you'll get exactly what you asked for, but not know what the hell to do with it. Okay. So come on, man, do what you're supposed to do. Now you got the Lieutenant of Planets. This is the card that means like focus on the money. And I don't mean focus on the money specifically. I mean focus on your stability. And when it comes to Pentacles, right? Because that's what that card is. It's Pentacles. Most people think of it as the materialistic things around you. It's not saying focus on the materialistic. It's saying focus on the stability. Now the stability, yes, it does hold the materialistic within it. Okay, so that's not like to say neglect it. But it means like do the things that make you happy, that brings in the proper income, or connect with the people that you know that are going to support you and help you. Connect with the things or the opportunities or the jobs or even the resources. I know some of you guys are afraid to use certain resources, right? You might feel like it makes you look a certain way, or you might feel down once you have to lower yourself to those things, but those resources are supposed to be there to help you in the first fucking place. So when I say focus on your stability, that means focus on the resources available to you. Focus on the people who are giving to you just as much as you're giving to them. Focus on, you know, your household, making sure your house is clean, making sure your current materialistic items are taken care of, because that's a big part of it as well. If you cannot take care of the shit you already have, what makes you think I'm going to give you new shit? Answer that question. Okay, so making sure, you know, your things are clean or tidy or just taken care of. Okay, just take care of it. Now, you've got this Two of Pentacles. There's a lot of pentacles here. We've got the King of Pentacles kind of flipped out earlier when I was opening the box. All right, and then we have the East Sign of Pentacles, the Lieutenant of Pentacles, and then we have the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Two of Pentacles, she is deciding. She's picking a choice. So you guys have two different opportunities here, right? I don't know who I'm talking to, but you guys have two different opportunities here. Maybe it's two different jobs, or maybe it's a job versus you going to work for yourself. Maybe it's some freelance type thing as opposed to something a bit more structured. Whatever the case may be, you guys are looking at two different options here in front of you, and you're trying to decide which way you need to go. But here's the thing. Spirit already gave you the answer on how to figure out where to go, right? They already told you the things you want are coming from you. They gave you this Ace of Rockets to tell you your manifestations are coming to you, new things are beginning. Then they gave you this East Sign of Planets to say research, fucking research, look up the company, look at reviews, look at what previous employees say. I know some of them be shady, but not all of them be shady. Some of them be telling the truth. Some of them leave the jobs for a specific reason, right? Research, and then focus on the one that's going to bring you the most stability. Now, that includes mental stability as well, right? Because you don't want to go into a job where you're going to be struggling mentally or emotionally, because at the end of the day, you're not going to survive there if that is the case. Just because you're getting a lot of money doesn't mean you're going to stay if other things in your life are not being taken care of. So that's how you decide which job to do, which place to go, which direction to go in, is to do those things. Spirit has already laid it out for you. You just have to be willing to listen. And this Two of Rockets, like I said, it was at the bottom of the deck and it kind of came out. This Two of Rockets represents that idea kind of coming to life. And this Two of Rockets, closer look at the card, she's reaching for the star. And here's the thing, a lot of you are afraid to reach for the impossible. We have been beaten down. It has been embedded in us since growth that what is known as stability, even if it's not real stability, it's fake stability. What is known as stability and keeping up with the Joneses is more important than the things that we want from the heart, right? Than the things that we grew up believing that we could do, right? She's reaching for stars. That is Spirit telling you guys that a lot of you are fearful to make the decision that you really want to make. And they're saying, go for it. What is the only thing stopping you other than fear of lack of stability? But come on, how do you know there's going to be a lack of stability? That's just a guess. That is literally just the fear that you're putting upon yourself. Fear has been one of the biggest things these past couple of years, and that's because everybody's kind of going through this mass awakening and realizing that they deserve better. But a lot of people are afraid to go get the better, because there are some people who have attempted to go get better, and I'm talking to somebody in here. There are some people who are afraid to go get better because they tried it before and failed. But it wasn't a failure. It wasn't a failure. You made certain mistakes, right? You didn't do everything the exact way you were supposed to do it, right? You kind of winged it. You kind of went, little ham. You probably researched about a good 25% instead of researching as much as you fucking could. And that is why it failed. That's why it failed. Not because you can't do it, because you went at a time where you weren't ready for it. You were still in old you format. You was hoping that things were going to come to you and float to you easily, while you still had that negative mindset. That's not how it works, right? Now that we're evolving, now that we're changing, now that we're clearing and purifying our mind, right? Now that we're looking at the abundance, and now that we're having faith and trusting God and relinquishing fears, right? And doing the research, that's what's going to make this thing work. You have the ability to make this thing successful. You have the ability to make it work. Now, don't get me wrong. You've got other people telling you, hey, don't do this, don't do that. That's why people tell you not to tell your ideas to other people, because they shit all over it and bring their negativity into your space. Now, you have the ability to make it work, but you have to believe in it, and you have to keep the faith on it, and you have to put in the work. You have to do it all yourself. The Emperor is at the bottom of the deck with the Magician underneath the fucking Emperor. You have the power to take charge of your life, to be in control, to be the lead, right? To be that guide for yourself. You can do it. You can be successful. You can be entrepreneurial if you really fucking wanted to. You have all the tools that you need, right? You have magic in your fucking blood, bro. Spirit put that shit in you. God put that shit in you specifically for a fucking reason. You have magic in your blood. You can do anything you put your mind to. Please comment that. I can do anything I put my mind to. Okay? That's what it is. You guys are so fucking afraid to do something different that you don't know what the hell is going on. that's the truth of it is. You're so fucking afraid to do something different that you don't know what the hell is going on anymore. You're trying to figure out if things are really working out. You're trying to figure out if things are really going to go your way. Now we've got a lot of rockets coming out, right? It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. So, right? So Spirit is saying stability is all in the fucking mind, right? That's what it is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So you got the East on the rockets. This is saying, like, remember I was saying about all those things in the past. We tried to go here, we tried to go there, we tried to do this in the past. This is Spirit saying, like, you're kind of looking back on all that past stuff, and Spirit is saying, like, stop it. In a way, Spirit is saying, like, okay, it's okay to look back at the past and see the lessons learned. It's okay to look back at the past and see the problems that were had. It's okay to look back at the past and try to gain momentum for the future, right? That's what the past is for. That's literally what the past is for you to reminisce on the good times, for you to see what you did right and continue to carry those things with you. For you to reminisce on the bad times and see the things that you did wrong, and for you to carry the changes with you. Once you do that, there's no more looking back. What the fuck is the point? Stop trying to explain yourself to other people. Stop trying to explain your mistakes away. Stop trying to explain your successes away. People are going to misunderstand you just because they want to. Okay, you're explaining to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You're explaining to people who are committed to not giving a fuck about what you got going on. It's the truth. They just want to hear what you got going on so that they can go home and think about what you got going on and manifest and dwell on it and send you bad energy. That's really what it is. You're wondering where some of that bad energy is coming from? It's coming from some of the people that you think it's in your corner, or some of the people that you word vomit all your information to, and they go home and they sit and they dwell on the information that you're telling them, and they send you bad juju. That's where that is coming from. You've got the 7 of rockets, right? This is saying protect that. See, you see it's the same weapon. You see it's the same weapon. She's thinking about the past. She's sitting there, she's dwelling on it, but she's kind of looking back happily. Because what she's done is she's taken her good things and carried them with her, and taken her bad things, carried the changes and the mistakes with her, right? That 7 of rockets is the same tool. She's protecting herself. She is done. She's done explaining herself. She's just going through it and whooping ass. Okay? It's time for you to stop trying to explain to people. That's where that came from. It's time for you to stop trying to explain to people your ideas. That's what it is. And you've got the Hermit in reverse. You really want what you want. You really want to be successful how you want it. You really want your shit to succeed. You have to come out of your safe space. It sucks, but it's true. You have to come out of your safe space. You have to make your voice heard. You have to make your voice known. You have to make yourself known. You have to make yourself seen. And here's the thing. There are gonna be people that love you, gonna be people that hate you. That's it. Everybody, and here, I don't know why you're stressing out about it. You're stressing out about the visualization that, or the you that people perceive you to be. And it's funny because everybody on this planet has a different perspective of you. It is what it is. Everybody that you've come in contact with, everybody that has seen you, even people that don't know you, people you come in passing with, even people you smile at or don't smile at walking down the street, everybody has a different created, self-created perspective of who you are, right? And at the end of the day, none of their perspectives got a freaking thing to do with you. It's all about them. You know how people be saying, like, what they say, everybody you come in contact with is a mirror of yourself, right? You resonate with something within them. There's something within them that resonates with you, and that's why you either like them or you hate them, whatever the case may be. Part of everybody's perspective of you is because of what they feel about themselves, okay? Some of you, are not liked because you're pretty, and people have their own insecurities about their looks, maybe about their hair, maybe about this, maybe about that. Some of you have a specific talent. Maybe you can sing. Maybe somebody who can't sing always wanted to sing. Maybe they enjoy music and can express themselves in that way. Maybe you have a different talent. Maybe you're sewing, or maybe you're doing this, or maybe you're creative in different ways. Maybe you can draw. Maybe you're artist. Like, everything is art, but everybody has a specific talent. And the thing that they see and notice about you is because they either notice it about themselves and like it or don't like it. And that's the perception of you that they create. And we do the same thing. We do the same thing. A lot of my friends, I have my own, their version of me is not the version that they see when they look in the mirror. It's not. And at the end of the day, a lot of the times, the reason why I resonate with those people is the things that they do for me, and how they react, whatever the case may be, the advice that they give, right? And a lot of that is because those are things that sometimes I lack within myself. It's true. Everybody needs to be honest with themselves, because everybody that you come in contact with is 100% a reflection of you. And there's a reason why you don't like them. Maybe they're triggering traumas that you have not healed from. Even if they're people who are not the best people, even if they're people who are making poor decisions and hurting the people around them, why did you stick around to allow them to hurt you? You feel me? Like, there's something in you that resonates with them. That's the problem. You've got the high priestess, right? The high priestess, she's aware of everything, right? I really love the description for this particular deck, because it says, like, the high priestess, she sits on her throne and she watches everyone. And every time I hear that, I always think of, was that Snoop Dogg and Akon? I see you winding and grinding up on the floor. I know that's an old song, but there's a part in there where Snoop is like, you can't see me, but I can see you. And I love that part. And I say this every time I get this high priestess card. So if you've ever been on my lives on like Facebook or anything like that, you've heard me say that. But specifically, that's what the high priestess does. She gets all her information from people watching. And here's the thing, part of the lessons and the journeys that you're going to go through, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to watch the people around you, because some of the people around you are not there for you, okay? So it's one of those things, like, you have to use your spiritual gifts. You can't see me, but I can see you, right? And sometimes you just have to get those people out of your life once you realize. But in reality, you have to come out of your shell, and you have to be this high priestess energy, because this high priestess energy, she doesn't really care about everybody else. And the reason why is because she knows everything she needs to know. Right? Remember, we talked about research earlier. You don't have to research every single person that comes up, but I'm saying, like, she knows everything she needs to know about herself. She knows everything she needs to know about me, about her, about you, about him, about she, we, they. Okay? So other people's opinions, other people's notions, other people's issues, they don't bother her. Okay, she watches the people to know how to better do her job, to know how to better serve. Okay, not so that she could sit there and kick people out or gossip or be rude or mean. No, she just knows. That's that high priestess energy. She just knows. She's a learner. Okay, some of you need to stop fucking talking, and that goes back to explaining yourself to everybody and explaining all your business and all your ideas and all your past and all your history and blah. Some of you need to stop talking and start listening and start observing. You'll see what you learn about people. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Rush Hour, but y'all remember when Jackie Chan, right? Lee pretended not to speak English, right? The thing is, he never said he ain't speak English. He just ain't talk. He just ain't say nothing, right? And the whole time, Carter, right, Chris Tucker, is talking and saying all this type of stuff and cursing him out and whatever the case may be. And then finally, Lee talks and he's like, man, you can speak English? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, you lied to me. He's like, nah, I never lied to you. He's like, you full of shit. And he's like, nah, I like to let people talk to see how full of shit they are. Okay, like that's what you need to start doing. There was another movie that was in. I know it was a movie or a show, right? And the person was just like trying to show how to intimidate people, right? And what was it? It was actually a show. It's called Good Witch. I don't know if any of you guys watch it. It's a Hallmark. It's a Hallmark show. I absolutely freaking love it. It's very soap opera-y, but it's the shit. Okay, and she was trying to explain to her like, yo, you want people to listen, stop talking. Right? Stop talking. People will eventually come to the right conclusions. And she told old lady to stop talking, and she said, and like it's also an intimidation tactic, right? People tend to keep on talking when the other person's not talking. They feel like they have to fill the void, right? And eventually they're gonna say some shit that incriminates themselves. You ain't gotta do nothing. You ain't gotta do nothing. Stop talking. Honestly. Listen, I don't like reading this type of stuff, but it came up anyway. That's crazy because my ring stuck to my shorts. I don't like reading this kind of stuff, but it came up anyway. So I'm going to tell you all about it. We got the Lovers here. We got the Lovers with the bottom of the deck being this Queen of Blazers, right? As you guys come out of your shell, and you start learning the things that you need to do, you start allowing people to expose themselves, people are going to leave your life, right? And what happens when things leave, new things come in, right? When things die, new things are reborn, right? So somebody is going to come into your life at the end of this in reality. Now, if you're already in a relationship, great. Maybe you guys become more connected, right? Maybe you guys come more attached to each other. But if you're not already in a relationship and you're wondering like, how the hell am I still single? Why am I still single after all of this? I'm doing everything, I'm healing, I'm on this journey, blah, blah, blah. It's because you guys aren't done yet. If we were to give it to you now, like I said earlier, if we were to give it to you now, what the hell are you gonna do with it? You're gonna fuck it up. So what's happening is Spirit is saying, okay, let's give them a moment, right? Let's give them a moment to get their stuff off the ground. Let's give them a moment to get out of their head. Let's give them a moment to get their shit together. Once you start doing that, you're gonna realize stuff will start coming to you naturally, including a partner. It's someone that you're just gonna resonate with. It's going to be, I don't want to say like an instant connection, because I don't feel that. I don't feel like it's just gonna be a wake up one day and it's like, oh, you meet the love of your life and you get married a week later. And I don't, that's not the vibe that I'm getting. I'm getting, you're going to run into somebody that wants to connect with you, right? You're going to run into somebody that wants to connect with you on a spiritual level, on a work level, and you guys are going to vibe, and that vibe is what's going to bring it further. Ooh. That vibe is what's going to bring it further, what's going to bring in a connection. You're gonna, when you guys are communicating and talking and vibing, that's when you might wake up one day and be like, I kind of like this. I don't want this to end. I don't want this to change, right? switch into some oracle cards here. We're gonna wrap up soon. We're at 30 minutes. Y'all need to follow. Please follow. That one was not going back in. Oh shit. Please follow, like, and share. So I can get my followers up, so I can go live. I would like to go live, right? Don't worry, I'll keep I'm going to upload videos, and I'm gonna start being more consistent with it. But I would absolutely positively love to go live. So you got the Sacred Fool. We all know the Fool card in tarot means go for it, right? Go after it, jump. It means jump in, make the decision that you want to make and go for it completely. Don't half-ass it, right? If you make the decision to be that entrepreneur, don't half-ass it. Do it 100% completely. Give it 100%. Don't sit there and be lazy because you don't have somebody telling you what to do. Don't sit there and not do shit because you don't have structure. Write yourself out a little calendar or something. Get yourself something, sticky notes or whatever, to help you balance, right? Because you need to put, if it was a real job and you were getting up 8 to 5 or whatever the case may be, that's the same amount of effort that you need to put into this job. You need to get your behind up, and you need to do it for at least a couple hours a day, right? You can still have 2-3 days off, whatever the case may be, and it gives you the freedom of doing it whenever you want. But still, you need to be able to put your money where your mouth is. So you have to jump in completely. Follow your own rhythm. This is confirmation. Follow your own rhythm. Dance to the beat of your own drum. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. People are always going to talk down on you. People are always going to shit on your shit on your parade. Do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, it's your life. You have no choice but to live it. With that being said, if you continue to do what other people want you to do instead of the things that you want to do, you're going to end up with a lot of regret in your life. And in your old age, when you're no longer able to do as much as you really want to, when I say old age, I mean like elderly old, because there's people 50, 60, 70 still going after their dreams, okay? So I mean elderly old, you're on your deathbed, you're going to have regrets, and we don't want that. You've got inner trust. Trust yourself completely. And that's part of that loving yourself, right? Because in order to trust yourself, you have to love yourself. You have to own up to your mistakes, realize that you have changed. You have to own up to the things that you do good and realize that you're fucking awesome. You have to trust yourself completely. You have to believe in yourself more than you believe in other people. Believe in yourself more than you believe in other people. We give people too much power. That's like you copying the answers off of somebody's test, right? And the crazy thing is, you knew a good half of the answer, but you saw that their answers were different, so you switched it to their answer, and then you end up failing. That's because they didn't know a damn thing. Like, if you would have stuck with your own answers, your own gut, you would have passed. You feel me? Like, that's really what it's like. We keep celebrating and giving other people too much credit. And the worst part about it is, the same people we're giving credit to is failing in their own way. The same people we're giving grace to is failing in their own way. The same people we're showing kindness for their failures is failing in their own way. Why can't we do that for ourselves? Why can't we be kind to ourselves? Why can't we trust the things that we're saying to ourselves completely? Why can't we show ourselves kindness? Why can't we show ourselves grace? It's because you don't love yourself like you think you do. And you need to start. We've got be the hunter, not the hunted. Woo! Be the hunter, not the hunted. Now, I love how it's represented by the owl, because you know owls are creatures of wisdom, but owls are hunters. Owls, their wings flap so quietly you don't even hear them fucking fly. They are true hunters. Their claws are so sharp. They grab you, shit is over. You feel me? Be the hunter, not the hunted. Go for what you want. Don't wait for it to come to you. Okay? You're going to sit around and wait, and that energy is going to make the decision for you. If you want to be in charge of your own life, you have to make the decisions and actually stick to it and actually do it. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to do this, or okay, this is what I want to be, and then expect it to just magically happen. You have to put in the work. But you make your decision, stick to it, It's gonna come regardless. Be the hunted, not the hunter. With the bottom of this, trust yourself. That's literally what the fuck it says. Bottom of the deck is trust yourself. We already talked about inner trust. We already talked about that trust of spirit. You be hearing those things in your head or seeing those things or having those visions or whatever the case may be. That's inner trust. Trusting the moments in your life that things are said or things happen, right? That is inner trust. It is okay to have inner trust, right? But trusting yourself is saying, okay, I'm going to make that decision. I'm going to go for it. But still, at the end of the day, they're the same thing. They're the same thing. And the fact that it came out twice is literally spirit saying, like, come on, y'all. There's so much more meant for you. There's so many things that are bigger that is meant 100% for you. But you have to trust it wholly. You have to trust it completely. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust the guide. You have to trust the guidance given to you. You have to trust that you have that spirit within yourself to get up and go for exactly what you want. You have to trust that. Now, I'm going to start with the bottom of the deck first because I love this card. This is the Super Manifestor deck. Well, Super Attractor, which attractor in this deck means manifestor. So the bottom of the deck says, I don't have to fear my fear. I don't have to be afraid of the things that I'm afraid of. I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. This is what we're talking about, how that thing can lead to love. And it's not even just love of somebody else. It's also love of self, right? You don't have to fear your fear. You can use it as a way to get closer to love. You don't have to fear the things that you're afraid of. When you feel that you're afraid of something, you go for it anyway. You do it anyway, right? Unless you feel, listen, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, sometimes fear of success, right, stops us from being able to do things. But you don't have to fear the things that you're afraid of. You don't have to fear falling down. You can use it as a way to get closer to love because the right people are going to have your back. You don't have to fear the unknown. You can use it as a way to get closer to love because it makes you trust yourself. You don't have to fear success. You can use it as a way to get closer to love because it helps you, again, love yourself, but it also helps you love other people because a lot of people, they fear success because they fear the things that come with it, or they fear like how people are going to react to it, right? You don't have to fear the struggle because everybody struggles and the right people are going to be there to support you through the struggle. Like literally, you don't have to fear fear. Use it as a way to get closer to love. Use it as a way to get closer to yourself, right? Right? Ooh, my back hurt. Use it as a way to get closer to yourself, right? You got, it feels good to feel good. It's good to feel good. It's good to feel good. It's good to feel good. I like how that's all green because nature is green, money is green. Get yourself some nature and maybe some money. But it feels good to feel good. This card simply states that it's that attitude for gratitude. That's what that card simply states. It's okay to be joyful in your struggle. Nobody can ever take your joy, not even struggles. Nobody can ever take your joy. It's okay to be joyful in your struggle, right? It's okay to feel good even when things are falling apart around you. That's what that, remember we got that pleasure card earlier. It's okay to feel good even when we feel like things aren't going right. It's okay to feel good when things are going right because a lot of people are afraid to share their triumphs with other people, right? A lot of people are afraid to share their successes with other people because other people are falling apart. It's not fair to you. Be successful and be okay with celebrating that success, right? Other people are always going to go through their own shit. It just is what it is. It is what it is, okay? Last card. This one, pretty much self-explanatory. The universe has big plans for me, and it's time to claim them. The universe has big plans for me, and it's time to claim them. And I love that fucking ending. The universe has big plans for me, and it's time to claim them. It's time to claim what God has put out for you. It's time to claim what God has put in your heart. It's time to claim all the goals and dreams that you have. It's time to claim all the things that you want out of life. It's time to claim it. Let's put that in the comments, guys. I claim whatever huge plans the universe has for me. I claim the plans that the universe has for me. I am powerful. I am strong. I claim the plans that the universe has for me. I trust myself. I trust in God. I trust, right, that things are always going to work out for my highest good. All right, y'all, that is the read for today. I hope that it resonated. Leave in the comments if it resonated. Leave in a comment what parts resonated with you. It was the general read, so not everything might resonate with everybody. And if it doesn't, take take what resonates, leave what does for somebody else to pick up. Again, this is the Omega Moonshine Tarot channel, and I hope to see you guys in the future. As always, it's love, peace, and hair grease. Bye.